Hello, my lovely Cancer friends. Welcome to your weekly forecast from November 18th through the 24th. We're going to check in with this deck here, see what's going on in the week ahead, and then we're going to pull a spirit message for you from this lovely deck here and see what's happening for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. My dearest darling Cancers, you all are pretty sensitive to moon energy, a lot of the Cancers I've known. So you might still really be feeling that Taurus full moon more so than maybe some of your other friends or family. But we'll see what's coming up. We've had really intense moon energies back to back. But we'll see. We'll see how you guys are feeling. We'll see what's coming up for you in the week ahead. Here is your Monday, Tuesday, your Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for our Cancer friends. There we are, my darlings. So, here we are, guys. Monday, Tuesday, and I'll turn the light up in just a second here. So, Monday, Tuesday, you are starting it off with a Major Arcana card. If you know what the Major Arcana numbers are, you already know which this one is. It's the Judgment card, my friends. So, this is a card that comes up for two reasons. And sometimes not sometimes, they're usually happening around the same time, concurrently, or sometimes back to back, but something is definitely shifting. In fact, it is a Major Arcana card, so it's going to come at a crossroads or like a really big change, a time of a really big change. When Judgment comes up, a lot of the times you are having to make a decision about a situation. Are you going to stay or go? You're going to give somebody another chance? You're going to cut them off? Like, what are you going to do? It's when a decision needs to be made, a really big life decision, and at the same time, something may be happening where you are feeling pulled or called to something. Like, you're feeling called to make these changes, or you're beginning to feel some kind of like crisis of conscience. Like the situation is not, or the situation that you're in is not aligned with who you feel you are or where you want to be. For example, maybe you're going through an awakening and you're working at a job where you have to lie a lot. And you're realizing that you don't like that. You don't like being dishonest. And you feel like it's going against your ethics or principles and you just can't do it anymore. Or you really want to help the world. You really want to help the planet. But you're in a job where you're doing something for like a company or something that's like exploiting people or causing a lot of damage in some way to the environment or to people in general. And you're like, I don't want to be aligned with this, right? Or you've been wanting to do something more creative, but you're stuck in something where you can't use your creativity at all. It's a chance for you to look at, how do you feel about the situation? Is this true to who you are? Is this true to what you want in life? And this is how it's right here for us, Cancer, how many of you are feeling that Taurus full moon energy. The Taurus full moon came in to help us harness the energies to bring about long-term stability and comfort in our life, to like help us have a comfortable, happy, meaningful, satisfied, fulfilled life. So a lot of the signs are feeling that energy in a different way. Cancer, for you guys, it's coming up in this way. You're feeling it in the way where you're beginning to wonder, like, is this really right for me? Or is this still who I am? Or is this relationship honoring me or giving me the respect that I deserve or the kind of love that I need or whatever it might be? You're looking at a situation, trying to decide what you want to do about it. And some of you are getting ready to make really big life changes and transformations and go off into like a really big move or a really big career change. Like you're really looking to change things up. I just keep hearing life is short, life is short. So I just kind of feel some of you are in this energy where you're ready for like a complete, total like makeover of your life. Like you just want to do things very different from the way that you've been doing them. So I feel like a lot of you are coming upon some really big changes and really big crossroads in the beginning of the week. Keep in mind, these are big decisions. So you might not be able to make them, in a day or two. You might not be able to make them this week. You might have to think about them for a little bit. Okay. But meditate, pray, ask your angels and guides to guide you and to help you, go take the appropriate steps in the ways that are right for you. Okay? So your Wednesday, Thursday, my darlings, is 5 of Wands. And 5 of Wands is a card that lets us know that there is going to be some level of conflict or competition. So I feel this is conflict. Not necessarily in the way that you're going to be fighting with people or having arguments. I feel like what's happening, guys, is that since you're already like just feeling like you want to make changes and the things that are helping you realize that this just might not be right for me, I feel that by the middle of the week, that feeling is just growing. It's becoming stronger. Like you might have that initial thought Monday, Tuesday, and like, oh gosh, like I don't really want to think about this right now. It's a big decision. And then Wednesday, Thursday, it's like, oh, but I can't not think about it. I can't not think about it. Like something is feeling unbearable, right? So I feel like also what's happening, Cancer, is a lot of you are waking up and you're beginning to just see a lot of dishonesty. I keep getting dishonesty, a lot of dishonesty around you, and people who are like they don't have any compassion. Like you're having a hard time listening to it, right? Like, Cancers, you guys are like symbolized by the crab, right? And you guys are, oh, well, you're in your shell or you're not showing your feelings or whatever. But inside you guys have, a lot of love. You have a lot of love in your heart. So a lot of Cancers are pretty sensitive people or sensitive to emotions or the emotions of others. They might not go around showing it, but you are starting to look around and you're hearing people say things or do things where you're like, oh, like I don't want to be in this environment, or I don't want to be aligned with that. Cancer, I also feel like some of you have been in a very difficult situation since you've begun to wake up, since you've been beginning to have your awakening, and that you've seen some of these things about people around you, but you've thought to yourself, you know what? I've been with this person, friends, a really long time. We've been through some really big stuff together, or this is family, like I'll just kind of tolerate it. And so there might be people that even though you kind of cringe or you kind of feel drained when you're around them, you've had this sense of loyalty. Like, you know what? That's okay. I'm not going to judge them. Like they're where they are on their journey. I'm not going to judge that. I'm not going to criticize it. I'm going to let them be them. It's not my place to wake them up. It's not my place to teach them. And so you've been letting them do their thing. You haven't been in their face. You haven't been trying to wake them up or trying to convert them to your new ways of thinking. And that's been like good enough for you. But I feel some of you, unfortunately, are being called out by those very same people. The people that you've been accepting, that you've been letting them be in their low vibration. You haven't been judging them. You haven't been saying anything. They're going to be telling you, oh, Cancer, oh, look at you, like you're going all soft, or oh, look at you, like you think you're all spiritual now, or like they're going to be saying things about you changing. And I feel some of you are going to try really hard to like find peace, find the common ground. Like, okay, haha, or yeah, I know I've changed or whatever, but you know what, I'm still the same person, and I'm just really cool with people making their own choices and their own decisions, to each his own. Like, I'm not pushing my beliefs on anybody. And you would think that would be good enough, right? Because you're like, hey, you do you, I do me. But I just feel some of you are having these people that, because that Judgment card came up, something is happening where you're realizing, you know what, we're going to have to part ways, okay? It'll happen. It definitely will happen. And I think that midweek might be the beginning of that for some of you, where Spirit is letting you know that, hey, you know what, this is beginning to become toxic, or these people are beginning to become, aggravated or like hostile towards, the changes that you're making, and they don't like the changes that you're making. Okay. So I feel conflict in that way. It might not necessarily be a fight or an argument, but you might be feeling pressured, right? Or you might also realize that you're going to have to make changes, even if it's not about people in your life, but make changes to reach your goals. You have certain goals you want to reach, you have certain goals you want to meet, and you're realizing that, you know what, like I have to start taking steps and decisions and choices that are going to align me with those goals. So, next you have, my darlings, 9 of Cups. Hey, nice. So this is really interesting to me, and I'll tell you why. It really feels like a continuation of your 5 of Wands, and I'll tell you how. 9 of Cups is usually about like a wish being fulfilled and you having abundance and you being very happy. But sometimes when you're in that 9 of Cups energy, there are people on the other end, on the other side, that are looking at you like, oh, look at you, you think you're something now. Or, oh, look at you, you know, like you're all selfish or you're all greedy, like you're not sharing this, you know, goodness with everybody else. Like you're just keeping everything to yourself, and like, you know, you came into some good times and it's gone to your head and you're being greedy and selfish and blah, 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 blah. So we already picked up, Cancer, that in the middle of the week, some of you were going to have people that they see you changing and they don't like it. They're giving you attitude about it. Like they're not being accepting of it. So then the next thing that might come in is they start telling you that like you're all into yourself. Like I just see people, unfortunately for some of you, I see people accusing you of like forgetting who you are, selling out, or like being selfish or being greedy or not wanting to help other people, when really all you're trying to do is better your life, right? And anybody who can't be supportive of that doesn't need to be in your life. If they can't be behind the fact that you're trying to take care of yourself so that you can have a comfortable life, so that you're not struggling, you're not in pain, you're not in lack. If they can't be happy for you, then you probably don't need those people around anyway, you know? But I do feel for some of you, there's like this sense of being judged. And it's really funny, not funny like ha ha ha, funny like interesting, because I feel this is coming for a lot of you Cancers, that you've been really going out of your way not to be judgmental, because you've been aware that, hey, I'm awakening, right? And you've just wanted to be in a peaceful path, and you've wanted to be open-minded and let everybody have their own journey. But I feel like it's time to relocate, my darlings. Maybe not necessarily in a physical way, but, you know, so, and for some of you, maybe you are going to manifest a physical relocation. But again, I just feel like it's becoming very clear that this current circle isn't working. It just isn't working, and it's time for you to get out of it. So a lot of you are preparing to leave some kind of, you know, negative environment or situation, whether it's a job or a living situation, God forbid for some of you a relationship, or a church or organization, or it could also just be that you're just hanging around a different group of people. Maybe you're not physically leaving a place, but you're just distancing yourself from certain people, because this current circle, it's not good. It's like, you know, goodbye to it. You need to be around you know, more accepting, supportive energy. So let's go ahead and see what your spirit message is for the week. What's coming up for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for your spirit message for the week? And I encourage you guys to watch your Moon and Rising sign videos as well, because some weeks those may resonate with you more than others, or they might like bring a little extra tidbits of information. You have strategy, Cancer. Here it is. So I'll tell you why this is super important. Remember how I said that Spirit's making it clear, like it's time to get out of here? If you don't start planning on how to do this, and if you don't start taking steps, you will have a tower moment. You know, it's happened to me. You know, I had some friends that I was super close with back in the day, and we had been through some really hard times, and I'm a Scorpio. And so when it comes to friendships and people that I've had in my life, I tend to be very loyal. But unfortunately, when I began into my spiritual path, they weren't supportive. And I was like, it's cool. You know, like, I'm not trying to convert you over to like what I'm doing. And I just thought we could all be friends. But God, was I wrong? Like, it came down. And it wasn't my decision. I wasn't like, oh, I hate you guys. But it was just kind of like, you know, there was a significant falling out because of, you know, me making a decision to live my life a certain way. And so you can avoid the tower moment. There doesn't have to be a blowout. There doesn't have to be like a big argument or a big fight. You know, you don't have to stand there and try to prove to them that, hey, I'm a humble person, or hey, you know, I'm an open-minded person, or hey, you know, I'm still your friend even though I'm doing things different in my life, because they're being hostile towards it. And if you don't start taking steps to move away from it, there could be a blowout. You know, there could be a big argument. There could be a big fight. And Spirit wants you to avoid that. So this is a good time for you. You had that Judgment card come up in the beginning of the week. Stay focused on what you realized in that energy. What's not working for you? What do you feel called to do? Or what do you feel needs to be changed in your life? And then start with your strategy of what steps you can take. Come up with an action plan and begin moving in that direction so that you don't have to have a tower moment, my darlings. So if you would like a private reading, you can click on the Calendly link in the description of the video and schedule a private reading. Otherwise, if you want just a little bit more for the general readings, check out your moon, sun, and rising signs. Sometimes you can take those and make the general reading a little bit more specific to you. That can be helpful at times. And I thank you all very much, my darlings, for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I am wishing you a fabulous week ahead.